Alright everyone, back with another video for you. I kind of wanted to do I don't know, other people have done it, but just kind of like I guess a state of Axe, I think is what I called it in the video. Just kind of where Axton is after the patch. Been hearing some things about how he got nerfed and about the splash damage nerf as well for the shotguns. I guess my take on it would be it's kind of bad, but could always be a lot worse. From what I understand, that splash damage that got nerfed was actually kind of more like an extra from the loot hunt, if I'm understanding it right. So it's kind of like the patch took it back down to what it should have been, I suppose. But regardless, I don't really think a whole lot got nerfed. It did get nerfed a little bit, but I think, to me, he's still very much playable. I chose to just kind of do some tooling around in Caustic Caverns here with my Fire Omen. Evidently, the Omen was one of the weapons that got a pretty good sized boost with the original loot hunt buff, and now it kind of lost some of it. I still feel it's very potent. You wouldn't really use it a lot on bigger enemies, of course, but for things like mobbing and the like, it's still very good. At least I think so. I especially love using it with threshers. Just like how I like to use the corrosive version of the Omen against the loaders, specifically bull loaders. I just love it how those guys can be complete d-bags. But when you get close to them and they start ramming towards you, all you do is just stand there and just like hit them with a massive shot from the Omen and just watch them stagger. It's kind of the same deal here. And I guess if I had to choose an enemy that was like the Omen would be the worst possible weapon to use. Well, I mean, I should say his worst nightmare would probably be those idiotic rift threshers. I don't like those guys at all, but if I get sucked in there, I'm like, whatever. Just slag them and just start pounding on them, because I mean, I'm right next to his critical locations. So, speaking of that, my Omens are the Royal prefix, and so that means that they are the extra critical hit damage. I looked at some of the other prefixes when I tried to figure out which one I wanted, and there's a kind of a guide to like gun prefixes, and also what grip will do what. I think it's by the guy named Zoo, I think. Anyway, I was looking through that, and I noticed that there wasn't really too much of a variance between the elemental versions and the non-elemental versions. In fact, I don't think there was really any much of a variance, because I think both the values were the same, be it non-elemental or elemental. So, and then I got looking at the prefixes and what they do. Unfortunately, the Omen is one of the TDR shotguns that actually doesn't have the gentle prefix, which means you're not going to get extra pellets on it, which is what normally does. So my other two options were the I think new and improved and original. So I choose the Royal, just for the fact that you can get criticals both with up front and in close proximity to a person, and you can also use the sweet shot, the sweet spot area. I think I probably show a little bit in the video. If you stand a little bit away and the pellets converge into one big circle, you can get a lot of damage that way. No, but anyway, I kind of went off track there, but just kind of wanted to touch a little bit about Axton, and I saw some people on the forums talk about it, and kind of got me thinking that I don't really think. Well, I mean, I should back up a little bit. Some of them also were talking about. There's a thread talking about how supposedly there's going to be one last patch because of the whole kunai incident that happened recently, so they're gonna have to make another patch. But some people were on there saying that they wanted some of the skills to be buffed. Like, I think one of them was Phalanx Shield, and what was the other one? Oh, Scorched Earth, I think, was another one. I don't know. In my opinion, I guess probably might not be a popular one, but I don't really think they should change much at all. It'd be cool if I could have the splash damage back for a lot of the weapons, but I don't really think it's going to be too big of a big deal. At least for Axton, for me. I mean, granted, I play with a little bit different build. I noticed that a lot of that, I mean, I can't say a lot, but quite a few of the builds are of the guerrilla / survival variant. For example, like the 2615, 26 build or something like that. That seems to be all the rage now, and I mean, it's probably a good build, but the going gunpowder really helps you to squeeze the most out of guns, and I've kind of found that even without the B, the Omen still does really nice damage. So, I mean, we could kind of go into debating which builds are better for that, but I know people have their different play styles, so what in the world did that guy do? That guy tried to auto-target me, I guess, but he wasn't successful. Anyway, people have their builds and they want to use what they want, and that's cool. I mean, some people actually use the B too, so damage in that scenario, damage is not really going to be probably a problem for you. But getting back to the things that they wanted to improve with his action skill or with his skills that he has, like Scorched Earth, some of that might be nice, but then my worry would be if they do that, they might mess up something else, and which should lead to more headaches. And I'm almost to the point now where I'd say just kind of leave him, because I think Axton is fine the way he is. People complain sometimes that he isn't powerful enough, but those people never play him long enough to understand him, and you'll get that all the time. So I would really prefer if they don't really change a whole lot with him. I've been thinking about it a little bit, and I don't know, one thing I would kind of be kind of cool is to have Phalanx Shield a little bit buffed a little more. You see that especially, well, I mean, it reminds you a lot of it when you go to somewhere, say like Opportunity, and you see the ion loaders and their shield, which is, I mean, ridiculously strong. Something like that would be pretty cool, but then again, I understand that the Phalanx Shield was kind of designed really to be kind of more of along the lines of standing in there for just a couple seconds just to get your shield to charging again. So, I guess either way it would be alright, but then again, it comes back to my point, if they do too much, they might change something that wasn't intended, and that could be not very good. So, a lot of people, I can't really tell how many people would want it. There's, from looking at the forums and the topic that was going on, everybody seems to be kind of just piling on skills that they want to change, and I don't know. Like I said, I'm just kind of, I don't really think it needs it, because I'm kind of worried it might change something bad. So that was kind of my 2 cents about it. Like I said, he's still going strong. I love my sword explosion still. It's awesome. And really, if the only things that got changed were shotguns, I can live with it. Oh man, just seeing that thing work is pretty awesome. This is kind of a route I use sometimes to see if I get any tubbies. And I don't think I do on this run, but sometimes all I'll get anyways, the OP6 and OP7 gear, which is kind of aggravating, but it is what it is. it always kind of makes me chuckle every time I see posts or threads about how Axton is weak and all that. It's just kind of hilarious to me. If I were to say the Psycho's dumb, I've never played him, but he's completely dumb. He's weak, can't do anything. People would immediately call me out saying, "Well, I mean, you've never played him, so how can you say that?" And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of the way it is with some of the people with Axton. If you're willing to put some time in to see how some character works, it doesn't have to be Axton, it could be anybody else. If you're willing to spend the time to get to know how he works, then you're going to be a lot better off. So anyway, that would probably be another argument for another day. But for right now, I think that yes, Axton is still good. He's quite capable of holding his own. And you know, come to think about it, one thing I really wish that they would have been able to do is just pick up maybe a couple more skill points. The way I spec my build right now, you might have seen it already, but if I just had like 3 or 4 or 5 more skills, I could put them in quick charge, and that would be just like a pretty awesome build. But then I guess you'd run into the territory of having too many skills and making the game kind of trivial. So the one good thing about it, though, is it definitely ensures variety in the different builds that you can get with Axton, which is, I always think that's a good thing. But old Kirby's still doing work. I'm not sure I use it in this video, but I think actually I chose the critical hit accessory for my omens. I think I chose that because I came upon a juicy Ravager one day before that, and that's like the critical hit version of the Ravager too. And man, that thing does work. It does so much work that I kind of basically put my casual Ravager away, well, in storage, and I started using the juicy because I think the casual Ravager has a total of 18 pellets, if I remember right, and the juicy one only has 16. But since the juicy is the critical hit, it gives you, I believe, 50% critical hit damage. And if I'm only losing 2 pellets to get that, that's pretty darn good. So lately I've been kind of going, well, I mean, I say lately, but I've actually had it for a while, and it's pretty amazing. Close range, it's like a death knell for anybody, and I kind of enjoy that a whole lot. And being a shotgun, it still does quite okay even after the patch. So, as I said that, I just remembered that the Top Gear threads and all that were just talking about the different weapons that are really good for Axton. But I mean, just truth be told, he can make a lot of weapons great. It's just how he rolls. So, well, I kind of rambled a little bit, but that was just my take on how the patch was going, what the patch did. And I still think Axton is in great shape. I think he'll do just fine, and I guess we'll have to wait and see what Gearbox does and how they implement the last patch. But barring anything terrible or unforeseen, I think Axton is going to be good, and I still enjoy playing him, so that's definitely a plus for me. Anyway, I'll let you guys enjoy the rest of the video and stop me ranting. So hope you guys have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
deployed! Turret out! He was angry. It's killing time! One more turret kill! Kaboom! Take this!
Cool story, bro.
overburdened by money. A pleasure as always. May it help you kill many things. A pleasure as always. Thanks for the scratch. May it help you kill many things.